The quality of our relationships essentially depends on the quality of ourself. Like, how present are we within? How aware are we within of ourselves? And how present are we when we're with others? And the other side of it is, how much are we demanding of other people we're in relationships with? And I don't just mean romantic, I mean friendships, family, colleagues, anything, you know? Because in my experience of having relationships of all types, the quality of those relationships depends on how present you are with each other, and then how much you're demanding of one another. You know, we all have those friends, or maybe we are those friends if we don't have them, who, when you hang out with them, it feels so tiring. It feels exhausting. It feels like, oh man, you have to listen to all these stories. You have to hear them complain about everything. They have to tell you about all their anxieties and all their worries and fears and how bad work was and how this and that happened. And it's just draining and draining and draining. You have to hear about the relationships and give them advice and all these things. But then we also have those friends, hopefully if we're lucky, or just those people that we know, who when you're with them, it feels refreshing. It feels like, oh man, someone's listening. Someone's here. Someone's present with me. Someone understands me. Someone's funny. Someone gets it, you know? And so I think if we're looking to improve the quality of our relationships, we have to look at our own inner quality. What are we holding within? Are we holding so much baggage within that we can't be present? Are we demanding so much of other people when we're with them? I remember one time I was at a store, and the woman at the cashier was just at the register. The person who was checking out was just venting to the cashier, and just venting and venting and venting and venting and venting. And there's two lines, and one line was just going quickly. People were just like going, cashing out and leaving, going, cashing out and leaving. And this one was sitting there for about 2 or 3 minutes, which is a long time when there's a big line behind you. And I just remember when she left, the woman behind the counter said, she probably needed that, you know? And so I think that's an example of when we have so much going on within ourselves that whenever we have the chance to be with another person, we just want to let that out. And that's understandable, and that's why therapy is so popular. But if we begin sitting in meditation, and if we begin spending time in nature, and if we begin just being still, then we'll begin to see that we can let go a lot of these things without needing to pile them onto other people. We can deal with them. And yes, life is not always simple. It's not always easeful and flowing, as I always speak about. Of course, things happen. But if you can handle it in your own stillness without suppressing it, but just allowing it, and whether that manifests through tears or through art or through something other else, then that's okay. But if we can learn to sit still, we'll learn to sit with ourselves. We'll learn what it really means to be present and to not be demanding or expecting of life and others. And so if you're struggling with your relationships, like if you find that it's really difficult for you to have quality friendships or quality relationships of any kind, just see if you can work on becoming more present yourself. Give it a couple months. Sit still every day for 5 minutes. Just sit still. Close your eyes. Focus your eyes between your eyebrows. Breathe in and out to your nose only, not your mouth, your nose. Drop your awareness into your heart and just pay attention. And just see if you can do that. And yes, you'll be restless, and yes, you'll be difficult, and you might not notice anything at first. But eventually, I promise you, you will. You'll notice more about yourself and how your own mind functions. And then you'll notice how other people function when you're with them. And that will give you so much more space to be present. Because when we're not present, it's like we're clogged up. It's like there's just too much going on within us. We have no room. But being present gives us room. It gives us space. And so by sitting still, it's like we're cleaning out the storage within. We're learning to just move the boxes out of the basement so that we have more space to be present. And you'll notice in those moments of absolute clarity, in those moments of presence, it is like you're just clear. It's like wind moves through you, you know, but when you're caught up in emotions, when you're caught up in something mental, then it is like there's no space. It's like you become a brick. So just consider this. The next time you're wondering about your relationships and you're wondering why they're not of the quality that you would like, check in on your own quality. How are you within? How are you showing up in the world, as they say? You know, because when you really think about it, when we're on this planet, it's like we're streaming through onto it. It's like our own light, our own intention is coming down and picking up a physical body. The more we're cluttered within that physical body, with mind and emotions, then the harder it is for us to be present, the harder it is for us to be ourselves, you know? And so then when we come up to another human being who is also streaming through and has their own things going on within themselves, it can be difficult to connect on that level of true presence, true friendship. Because I really think we're all friends when we're present. But when we're cluttered up with ideas and belief and identity and physical identity and mental, emotion, it's everything that's going on within ourselves. I mean, ideas that we have of who we are, then it's really much more difficult to be friends with people, you know, because you let something like a physical trait stop you from being friends. You let something like a belief stop you from being friends. But if we're just present with none of that junk in the way, then I think we'd all see that friendship is just natural to consciousness. You know, it's just natural to being a present human. So again, I say for the final time, that if you're struggling with your friendships or you just want deeper friendships or relationships of any type, which is essentially a friendship, you know, whether it's a parent or a, you know, a lover or a colleague, like you're just trying to relate as two humans and almost like almost tolerate space together. Anyways, but if you're struggling with your relationships, just recognize that maybe it's also about you and how you are within. And maybe that's why your relationships aren't of the quality of the depth that you may be seeking. And if you create that depth within yourself by learning to sit still and clearing your own space within, then you might notice that, my goodness, it was so much easier than I thought to create beautiful, meaningful, and lasting relationships.